obsessed with the way these things come out. And so, why so many Santa Clauses? Well, to me, the job I would have loved to have been able to have gotten, other than being a film composer, would have been Santa Claus. I mean, I would have loved to have gotten that job. So.
So let's go over to what you have a big collection of, and on the way we'll go by some of your
books. And these are the Aurora, the reproductions of the Aurora monster models from the '60s.
Okay. And then we get to your giant obsession. I mean, your giant collection, I should say.
Crazy pumpkins, all pumpkin paraphernalia, jack-o'-lantern junk.
How many jack-o'-lanterns do you think you have now? Because this is just a partial collection. You have a lot of storage.
I have thousands.
You have thousands.
Thousands of jack-o'-lantern stuff. But I'm going to tell you what's most important in my collection. I think it makes it really unique. Not so much the jack-o'-lantern stuff, but the jack-o'-lantern masks. Okay, we're going to see those in a second.
What's this guy? This is a new guy. I haven't seen.
Yeah, he's my Mardi Gras guy. It's a costume, actually, that I just put on a stand. You can wear this. But let me show you.
Let's go in here. Here you have some. We can go in here.
We're going to see the mask one. This is the mask one. And you can see here we have multiple, many different face masks. But what I'm really proud of is the jack-o'-lantern masks here. This is one of the rows. I've got these set out in 3 rooms here. I probably have one of the largest jack-o'-lantern collections, mask collections in the world.
These are all just masks. These are all
just masks. Just masks. So there we have it.
And then let's go visit Samantha a second. Let's put Samantha on the air. Where's Samantha?
This is wonderful Samantha.
Where's Samantha hiding?
Samantha Barker.
Hi, Samantha Barker. Look.
My assistant.
So you watch it.
I'm watching it live.
Oliver and Stephanie are watching this right now.
Excellent. Hi, Oliver. Hi, Stephanie.
So we can, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So,
the guys downstairs will work.
this is Andrea. Say hi, Andrea.
Hi, how are you?
This is Jonathan. He's an intern. Jonathan's one of my interns.
Hey, Jonathan.
I say hello to all my fans in Germany.
Why don't you say something in German?
Oh, guten Tag. Guten Tag, my Freunde.
Yeah. All right.
And then
Now we can go.
And what's this? Now, how did this rabbit get here, Chris? This is like
This rabbit.
You've changed your office to accommodate now.
The rabbit. Now the rabbit was found in a parking lot. I didn't find him, but one of the gang found him hopping around in the parking lot next door. Right next door we have a Super 8 challenge, and he was hopping on. I guess he'd been ditched by his previous owners.
Oh, don't be scared.
He didn't like to be touched. So yeah, he was ditched, and we got him, brought him upstairs, and here he is. Now you go into the kitchen. This is probably one of the few kitchens in the world that has so much pumpkin paraphernalia, including these giant fellas here.
Wow.
As you can see, there's more up here. These are not the masks. Well, actually, you can wear this.
And these are huge. Stand next to it, just so people see the size comparison.
Okay.
Look at this. This is how tall these things are.
Wow. Pretty crazy, huh? So now we spin around.
So this was a kitchen.
This piano I used to write all my scores on. I kept using this until I moved into this office. So this took me up past Jennifer age. Every score I wrote was on this piano.
And it used to be your show and tell. Now explain what show and tell is.
Show and tell. Well, once upon a time, show and tell is when basically the director comes over and you present your music to him, your cues. Now, once upon a time, the composer would just sit at a piano, usually an upright piano, and perform to the best of his ability the cue that he'd written from beginning to end, with the picture running, but it wasn't locked to the picture. It was just, he was playing it wild, whatever, with maybe a click going on in the background to help him stay in sync to the picture.
But that's how you would do it. Like show
Yeah.
us what you would do. You would like sit there and say, okay, now this is how this
Yeah,
sounds.
I'd sit at the piano, and I'm a terrible pianist, but I like to, okay, that's what the cellos and the basses are going to do. You know, maybe I had some trombones or. And he, okay, I think I get it. And then I might do some sort of a cluster like that. And that's going to go, what's that? You know, so it was really sort of primitive, to say the least. Now a director comes in, I take him to the studio downstairs, they sit down on a couch, we project the film, and out comes the synth mock-ups that are perfectly locked to picture, and I'm trying my best to make it sound just like a real orchestra, if that's what we're ultimately recording with. So things have completely changed. Now, I'm a terrible pianist.
But before, don't you feel you were a little more animated because you had the theme?
Yeah, because now you can just sit back and light a cigarette. I'm not a smoky cigarette, but you can sit back and light a cigarette and go, push the button, please. And that's it, but you don't have to do anything. Yeah, when you're playing it, it's all about selling it. And I would use my mouth and my body to say, this is what the drums are doing. Or percussion, cymbals, and yeah, and you know, I was a terrible pianist. I could never get from the beginning to an end of the cue. I'd always be going, oh, shit. You know, I'd start playing and I'd make a mistake and I'd swear. But the wonderful thing about it is that the directors would invariably say, you know what, Chris, I think I get what you're striving for here. Most importantly, they go, well, it's alive in his head. He's really got it in his head. I got to trust him, you know. These things aren't going, well, I don't really know what I want to do. No, I go, okay, this is what, okay, you think you got it? They always would walk out and go, well, yeah, I think so. And I would always ask the directors, were you surprised when you heard the orchestra stuff? And even though I couldn't get through more than 10 bars without messing up, or 4 bars, they go, no, it's exactly what I imagined. You did such a great job of presenting it. So, okay, let's look at some more masks. Here's the one I'm writing now. So it's very primitive. I use an Yamaha blade now.